One woman, two men, an uncle and his nephew. When physical relationships, business, and revenge collided, it ended in a horrifying murder. This story is from Bihar. Abhishek was originally from Moxapur village. However, for the past 4 years, he had been living at his uncle's house in the Mask and Baraipur area of Nafnagar. He also helped his uncle in the clothing business. On the surface, his uncle Santosh claimed to run an embroidery and tailoring shop. This was just a front. The truth was that Santosh was deeply involved in the criminal underworld. He was connected to a major cyber fraud racket and was also involved in drug trafficking. Gradually, Abhishek began to learn about his uncle's illegal activities. Eventually, it was Santosh himself who brought his nephew into the gang. Santosh and a few associates were running an entire cyber fraud network together. Abhishek played a clerical role in the gang. He handled money transactions and kept an eye on the entire operation. As time passed, disputes began to arise between the uncle and nephew over the division of money coming from cyber fraud and control over the business. Abhishek slowly started increasing his control over the money and the entire network. Watching this, Santosh burned with jealousy from within. There was another reason behind this tension as well. A beautiful young married woman frequently visited Santosh's shop, sometimes to get clothes stitched, sometimes for embroidery work. Whenever she came, Santosh became unusually friendly with her. His tone and behavior would change. She, too, behaved warmly toward him. It was clear that something special was going on between the two. None of this escaped Abhishek's eyes. He became suspicious and started keeping an eye on both Santosh and the woman. Within a few days, his suspicions proved true. One day, the woman left the shop. A short while later, Santosh closed the shop and went out as well. Abhishek secretly followed him. Soon, Santosh reached the woman's house. After looking around to make sure no one was watching, he went straight inside. Shortly afterward, the door was shut. Abhishek was not a child. He knew very well what must be happening behind that closed door. He returned to the shop. About an hour later, Santosh came back as well. By then, Abhishek understood everything. The woman was married. Abhishek himself was also married and had a young son. His wife and son lived in the village, while Abhishek stayed with his uncle Santosh. During this time, seeing the woman awakened improper desires in Abhishek's mind. Since she visited the shop often, she had also become familiar with him. Now Abhishek had decided that, no matter what, he would try to get close to her. One day, he got his chance. Santosh was not at the shop, and the woman came alone. She asked about his uncle. Abhishek told her that Santosh had gone out and that he could handle the work if needed. But she clearly said that her work was only with Santosh. Still, Abhishek did not back off. He became overly persistent and began claiming that he was superior to his uncle. The meaning behind his words was clear to her. His gaze and tone had both changed. Slowly, he moved closer to her and, in a low voice, made his intentions clear. He also hinted that if she agreed, he would not tell anyone. Hearing this, the woman became frightened. She lowered her eyes and left without saying anything. Seeing a young man like Abhishek attracted to her also stirred something in her heart. Gradually, she began to like him as well. In truth, Santosh was already over 50 years old. It was true that he gave her money and fulfilled her needs. But Abhishek, a strong young man in his 20s, began to seem far more attractive to her. Confusion took over her mind. She was already in a relationship with Santosh, and now his nephew Abhishek also wanted to get close to her. She did not firmly reject him. Within a few days, through subtle signals, she gave Abhishek the green light. Abhishek, too, had been deprived of such intimacy for a long time. When the opportunity came, he chose the same path his uncle had taken. One day, he went directly to the woman's house. It was afternoon. The surroundings were quiet on all sides. Taking advantage of the moment, he entered her house. She did not even get time to react. He pulled her toward him. What followed was exactly what both of them had already anticipated. A physical relationship was established between the two. The woman was happy to have a strong, young man like Abhishek in her life. Compared to Santosh, she began to like Abhishek more, and as a result, she started spending more time with him. Abhishek's way of talking to her and his behavior toward her also began to change. Whenever she came to the shop, he was usually the one talking to her. Meanwhile, Abhishek also started disappearing frequently. All of this raised suspicions in Santosh's mind. He became restless, and one doubt after another began to trouble him. He started keeping a close watch on Abhishek. An uncle and his nephew, both were secretly involved in a love affair with the same woman, hiding it from each other. But this game was not going to last long. No matter how careful Abhishek was while meeting her, Santosh was closely monitoring his movements. One day, Santosh finally saw it with his own eyes, Abhishek entering the woman's house and getting intimate with her. Suddenly, Santosh arrived there. Now the uncle and nephew were standing face to face. The woman was trapped between the two. Seeing the situation, she became extremely frightened. She asked both of them to stay calm. Nothing was hidden anymore, everything had come out in the open. She clearly said that she loved both of them and liked both of them. She asked them not to fight with each other and to live peacefully. She told them to leave, saying that there should be no disturbance at her house. But Santosh's mind was burning with anger. He was furious that Abhishek was coming between him and his love. Instead of trying to calm his uncle, Abhishek began mocking him. He told Santosh that it was time he stayed away from women. One day, Abhishek clearly warned him that if he did not stop all this, he would tell everything to his aunt. This threat shook Santosh from within. His children were grown up now, and everything at home was going well. If this matter came out at home, he would have nowhere to show his face in society. Left with no other option, he stayed quiet. Abhishek understood this weakness of his uncle and felt pleased. He kept pressuring Santosh by repeatedly threatening to tell his aunt everything. Because of this, Santosh's anger and hatred toward Abhishek kept growing day by day. Meanwhile, Abhishek had given money to Radha and Hadik, who worked at the shop transporting goods, so they could buy mobile phones. However, neither of them returned the money. Both were extremely poor, barely surviving on daily wages. On top of that, they were addicted to drugs like marijuana and opium, so money never stayed in their hands. They kept avoiding him and did not repay Abhishek. This made Abhishek angry with them. He often abused them verbally, and on 1 or 2 occasions, physical fights also occurred. All of this happened right in front of Santosh. During this time, a very dangerous idea entered Santosh's mind, to permanently eliminate Abhishek. The first people he thought of were Radha and Hadik. He was fully convinced that they would be ready to do anything for money. If Abhishek was gone, the woman would belong only to him, and there would be no one left to tell his aunt anything. This thought kept revolving in his mind. If those two agreed to commit the murder, Santosh's job would become easy. He would no longer have to tolerate Abhishek's daily harassment, nor would there be any pressure regarding the money. On top of that, Santosh was going to pay them a good amount, which would allow them to live comfortably. Slowly, everything started falling into place. Santosh shared his plan with Radha and Hadik and convinced them. In exchange for killing Abhishek, he promised them 1 lakh rupees. The moment they heard the amount, their intentions wavered. Santosh immediately gave them 10,000 Indian rupees as advance. With that money, they bought a saw blade and a sharp knife. Santosh himself arranged the remaining things. He also provided them with a country-made pistol. Now all three had stepped into their respective roles. The story had reached an extremely dangerous turning point. As per the plan, Radha and Hritik also took Ayush along with them. On December 23rd, they lured Abhishek into their trap. They suggested going out for tea and got him into a rickshaw. Abhishek did not suspect anything at all. In fact, no one would have imagined that these people would betray him. Hritik was driving the rickshaw. Abhishek was sitting in the middle, with Radha and Ayush on either side of him. After covering some distance, the atmosphere suddenly changed. Radha and Ayush grabbed Abhishek from both sides, and Radha pointed a gun at him. Abhishek was terrified by the sudden turn of events, but he did not get a chance to react. Radha injured him, and then Ayush attacked him. Together, the three of them killed him inside the moving rickshaw. After that, they wandered around the entire night under the influence of alcohol. Until late night, they did not know what to do next. Around 4 a.m. they reached a deserted place. There, to destroy the evidence, they cut the body into pieces. This took several hours, and they stayed there until around 9 a.m. By then, the situation had become completely serious, and there was no way back. Even after morning came, Abhishek did not return home. His uncle Santosh went to the police station and filed a missing person complaint. He said that his nephew had gone somewhere from the shop the previous night and had not returned. This was all part of his plan. Meanwhile, the police searched for Abhishek throughout the day. But the three accused were sitting with the dismembered body parts. All day long, they packed the body parts into 3 separate sacks and stitched them shut. Around 11 p.m. they loaded the 3 sacks onto a rickshaw and went to a bridge over the Ganges River. There, they threw 1 sack into the river, then the second, and then the third, and quietly returned. The job was done. Every obstacle in the way was now removed, and Santosh was secretly pleased. Outwardly, he pretended to cry. He kept making rounds to the police station to search for Abhishek. But he was confident that Abhishek was no longer a threat to him. Santosh began to believe that he had gotten away with everything. In the initial investigation, the police did not find any solid evidence. However, CCTV footage from the area gave the investigation a new direction. The footage clearly showed 2 young men throwing sacks from a rickshaw. During the investigation, it was confirmed that the rickshaw belonged to Hritik. The police immediately detained Hritik. After that, it did not take long for the entire truth to come out. Within just 24 hours of finding the body, the police exposed this shocking crime. In this case, 4 people, including Uncle Santosh, have been arrested. The police are currently conducting a thorough investigation. So friends, how did you like this story? Do let us know in the comments. If you liked the story, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.